Hey everybody, this is Dr. Lyles. I just want to go over shoes with you today. I had a patient that she's been having a problem with her hip. She's a runner and she'll get better after a treatment for a couple of days, and then it seems to be coming back, and it's been going on for a few treatments, and finally, and I'm not sure why because I always do, is I asked about her shoes and whether or not I had seen the shoes that she runs in, and of course that's something that we just happened to miss. So she brought her shoes in today, and when I started to examine them, she said, you know, the black shoes, she realized after we talked about this the other day that the black shoe, her old shoe, she never really had any problems. And when she really thought back and recollected, she figured out that when she got her new pair of shoes, that's around the time that the hip pain started. Now, at first glance, you know, the first thing that we want to look at for a shoe, and I know there's a lot of people out there that will disagree, but this is something that I can test with you. This is not my opinion. And if you have any questions, just stop by with a pair of shoes and I'll show you what I mean. We can test it to see if it's good for you or not. And when we look at a shoe, we want to see that it's neutral on the back. We don't want our shoes turned this way. It just doesn't make sense. When I say to people, would you rather walk on ground that's like this or like this? You know, our arch is designed to absorb shock, and if it looks flat when you're standing, it's because your body is stuck forward, which is the direction our body cannot self-correct. A lot of people have the hunched posture, and that causes the arches to cave in. But when you overcompensate that by adding up an arch support, or with some shoe companies, they'll build up the inside higher than the outside, which again just puts the foot like this. So as soon as I looked at this one, I could tell instantly that the outside of the shoe and the inside of the shoe are identical. So this shoe's built on neutral ground. The insert's not aggressive. There's no arch support in that. She did great in this shoe. So she bought another shoe, same company. Really, it looks about the same, and as soon as I looked at this, I was like, well, that shoe looks neutral as well, because it is. The outside of the inside of this shoe and the outside, they're identical. This shoe looks like it's on level ground. You'd think it would give you the same result, but it didn't take me very long to figure out that this shoe is soft. Okay, so it gives a whole bunch, and it even says on the inside thing, it says cushion. Okay, so she noticed immediately when she walked on these that it was just really soft and kind of felt like, I think she said, a cloud. But in the end, when you're running and you strike the heel and it's really soft and it gives, like with a Nike Air Shock, really any of the Nike Air shoes, and it's soft, whenever you're running along and you strike that heel and it sinks into the ground, your foot kind of wobbles. And it's just going to shift the hips around and create a problem. That's exactly what happened with this gal. And I always say, you know, my first question was, your running shoe is probably over $100 because runners think that they just have to have good shoes. Well, a good shoe is a shoe that doesn't screw you up. A good shoe is not necessarily one that costs you $160 or $180, and which this one clearly did. But at any rate, that's it for shoes. It's an easy test, a little push test that we do in the office where I can tell you whether or not your shoe is good or bad for you. We do this for our Toyota patients and their work boots. You know, my patients, you know, 99% of my patients work over at Toyota and don't have foot pain, and they're, not even tired in the feet at the end of the shift if they've been in here getting treated. But at any rate, that's it for shoes. So if you have any questions, you can give us a call, email me directly, Dr. Lyles or drjasonlyles@gmail.com. And that's it for shoes. Take care.